Okay, so we are going to make banana bread. So I have already mashed up some bananas because I did it and then was like, oh, I should record this. So there's 3 bananas mashed up going into my bowl. Usually the browner the skin, the better. So always good for when your bananas are getting out of it. So now I am just going to weigh out my sugar, my butter, my eggs and vanilla. I am going to put the butter in a cup because I need to get this melted. So I'm just using stork butter because that's what I had in. So I have got 75 grams of this and then I just popped it in the microwave to let that melt so that it was easier to mix it in. We are then going to get 100 grams of soft brown sugar or caster sugar. Now, I used caster sugar because I have not got that much brown sugar and I am making Christmas cake very soon. So I need my brown sugar for the Christmas cakes. So I had to go with the caster sugar instead. But it worked the same. 1 egg. So again, just cracked it in and gave that a good mix up together. And 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now, as you can see, I have not used my caster sugar for a little bit. And for some reason, I decided to use the smallest spoon you could possibly find to be able to do this. And I don't know why. But, so, here's the 100 millionth time of me spooning some sugar into a bowl. But we got there. Maybe a little bit over. But it's only sugar, isn't it? So after we've mixed all of those ingredients in, we give it a good whisk and mix it together. And then we will do our flour, our baking powder, our bicarb, our cinnamon, and our salt. So we want, how much do we want? 175 grams of plain flour. And then we want 1 teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of bicarb, 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now, we are going to put this in a sieve and sieve it all in, which I am quite well known for not sieving my flour. It's just a step that I find quite annoying sometimes. But for this one, I did do it. And then we are going to make sure we fold that in, but we do not want to overmix it. So you'll see in a minute when I fold it that I fold it all in and mix it, but I stop while there is still some flour there that you can still sort of see. Because then when I'm stirring in my chocolate chips, that last little bit of flour and that gets mixed in and I know it's not over mixed. So that is my tip for you. Take it or leave it. That is up to you. It would not bother me in the slightest. I just do what I do because that's how I do it. So here we go, just measuring out those last little bits. Now, when it comes to cinnamon or vanilla or any type of flavouring, I am not the best at measuring. I will put more in than is needed because what's a bit of extra flavour? And I do like cinnamon, especially this time of year. It's a very good flavour to have. And the smell. Oh, I love the smell of cinnamon. Now, so we're going to mix this all in, add our chocolate chips in and pour it into the tin and bake it. So you baking it. I made this in a square tin. So I baked it for about 25 minutes. So it's a 25 to 30 minutes, softer bake 25-ish, firmer bake 30-ish minutes. Same with muffins. If you want to do it in a muffin tin, 25 to 30 minutes again, as long as your thing comes out clean, you know, it's baked. Now, there is some things you can obviously do to this. So you can add Nutella or Biscoff into it and give it a swirl through. This next one I added some slices of banana to the top of my bake. So I just you'll see me slice it and just add it over the top. Now, if your mixture is a bit too thick when you've stirred it, you can add 1 tablespoon of milk at a time to thin it out. I didn't think it was too thick. I found it to be quite a good consistency, especially for putting it into a tin. So I didn't need to add any milk into mine. I literally just tipped in the flour mix, gave it a mix, added in my chocolate chips, and voila, it was made. I really need a bigger kitchen. That's what I need. So in a second you'll see what I meant about the leaving a bit of flour. Now I did have to give it a bit of a bigger mix to get it to actually start folding in, because it was just moving around. There we go. Scrape it underneath, make sure you get it all in. So if you look, there's still a bit of flowers there. So I just push it on in whilst I mix these chocolate chips. Now it does say 75 grams of chocolate chips. I just put my whole packet in because, again, just a bit of flavour. So that was 100 grams and it worked fine. When I've baked it, it has worked perfectly fine. So don't worry about it not working. So then just get it into the tin. See, for me, that is a good consistency of what you want your batter to look like. I think too much milk added in make it way too runny. Just make sure you get every last bit out. Push it into those corners. And then it's ready to go in and... Oh, no, it's not. Because I add my banana on top, don't I? I do. I think I was just putting some stuff in the sink at this point. So all I did was peel it, chop the ends off, and then just used a knife and added it on. Doesn't matter where it lands. Doesn't matter how many pieces, how thick they are, anything. I just put it on, push them in a little bit so that they were in, and then it was ready to bake. Now I should have kept some of the chocolate chips off, and I could have sprinkled those on the top too. So like I said, I popped this in the oven for about 25 minutes. And then whilst it was baking, I washed up my pots. Here we are getting it out. Now, I had already got it out and it had been sat for about 10 minutes before I did this. But I did not want to wait. I wanted to try it. So I was like, do you know what? I'm just going to cut it up and give it a try. So I think I got it in 9 pieces, but I did cut some bigger, some smaller, because some people are adults, some people are children. It was so soft and it was delicious. I definitely will be making this one again. And the recipe I got off Chat GPT. No, GPT. Can't even speak. And I will say, it's a good recipe. It was still so soft and warm and chocolatey and cinnamony. It was delicious. Really good. Definitely try it again. 10 out of 10.